How to go from a vibe coding bro to a vibe coding pro. Okay, beginner to pro tutorial on vibe coding and making apps with AI. Making apps specifically that use AI APIs to do really powerful things. You probably heard of CalAI. You've probably heard of Clulia. That's not applicable. More like CalAI. All these different apps that are really capitalizing off of AI's use cases. Well, what do? They take AI, they run some processing, and they leverage what AI can do to create a new software service that wasn't even possible before because you need a dynamic system that doesn't rely only on hard-coded logic and options to select from, like select boxes, forms, and options. And you build something that interprets data, like in my case for this app, I speak to it, and then it outputs a flexible response that is sure driven by prompt engineering, but it is flexible. It can do stuff that other apps could never think of doing in the past because it needs to be smart and intelligent, right? If you watch my last video, we're going to be using anti-scam AI. It's an app I built. It listens. I'll just explain the use case right now. I'm about to go rent a car in a country I've never been before. Maybe I don't speak the language. I say, oh, this is my translator app. And I go, oh, just speak to my translator app. And they go, oh, it's $600 for the rental. And then you go, oh, okay. Hit the stop button. It processes that. And then it tells you, like, first it's going to tell you if the person's spoken like Spanish and you speak English. It's going to give you the offer they're explaining in your language, in English. And it's going to give you what they're saying in English. So that's the first thing. It's going to describe the offer. What did the person say? Then it's going to say, is this accurate? It's going to check against local prices. It's going to compare this, contrast this, find any discrepancies between what he's saying and local rates. And then it's going to say red flags, and it's going to say anything to look out for. It's going to give you negotiation tips and stuff like that. So anti-scam AI, viral use case. This is going to really help a lot of people. I know I could use this on a trip, and I will use this on a trip. I'll just build a translator app, and then never get scammed again. They're going to be trying to charge you double, and you're going to say, oh, local rate says it's this, bro. And they said, I thought that was just a translator app. And you're like, nah, bro. This is the era of AI. You need to find another way other than squeezing me with a tourist tax. Okay, so basically what we already have working, if you watch my last video, is a system that responds like this. A text response. It just responds in text. Sure, I added a text-to-speech model so you can actually play this out loud if you want to hear what the model's telling you. But it just responds in text. That's not that impressive. You've seen AI respond in text. What makes CalAI so special? What makes all these apps that really capitalize off AI and make the AI in the background processing? So you, for example, just take a picture and then some smart stuff happens and then boom, you get a result. And it looks like an app and it's a user interface. It feels way better than just getting this text summary. That feels obvious even to the customer that, oh, it's just basically like ChatGPT. Why don't I just use ChatGPT? I do think that with my location feature, with the listening feature, with the whole rig setup, with the prompt engineering, literally all you got to do is click start, listen, and then stop, and then you get your response. So you don't have to prompt it or say anything. So I would say this is already a better user experience. But how do we take it to that next level, that pro level? We need to know a few terms. So we already have a kind of updated version here. I would like to update this system. And I'm just going to explain to you what I would like to do. So the change I want to make to go from beginner to pro is I would like to update the system to use JSON. I want it to respond with the exact same data. The suggestion is working perfectly. The answers, the output format works fantastic. All the processing is perfect, so keep the prompt the same. I just want to tweak the output format so that it comes back as JSON, e.g. summary of the offer and value, and then the text response with the 2 to 4 sentence. And then e.g., for example, summary of the offer and value is the title here of the output format. And then I would like the value of that to be the text response, the 2 to 4 sentences. I want it to work like this so we can interpret the JSON and display the output format on the response view as 6 UI cards. So with the title e.g. summary of the offer, and then the 2 to 4 sentence as the body text of the UI card. Example, the title, summary of the offer, and then the 2 to 4 sentences as the text body of the UI card. So we're going to send off that update. Really just knowing about having the model respond in JSON mode is such an unlock here. Everything you want to do that involves taking a response from the model and not just displaying it as a text response like ChatGPT, but displaying it as a user interface. For example, you want to graph something, you want to show stuff in a UI card like I'm going to do with titles and scrollable sections. We can also make those sections different colors. So I can make the red flags section a red UI card. I can make negotiations like a green. So this is all color coded. That will be a good next step. And for other things, like you're going to want it to respond in JSON if you're going to want to process this data and send it off to a backend. For example, I have this AI kiosk. We're going to do a tutorial on that soon. And when you're working with the AI kiosk, you're basically telling it all these onboarding questions and it's creating you a form in the background. So you never really see the form. You never have to interact with the form, but it's not responding in text. That could just be like a ChatGPT response. It's responding in JSON. That's each form input field and each answer to the form. So the value, and then it's sending that off to a backend database. So this is really cool. It's writing our new anti-scam AI. It's just updated the canvas. So I'm just going to go over here to my code base and we're going to copy and paste that in. We're going to have car service selected. We're going to run that same test we ran in the last video where I'm pretending to be someone trying to sell you car services. That's a ridiculous price. So usually it's going to be $7,000. That's $1,000 per day. $1,000 per day for a basic sedan. We have a Toyota Corolla and we have a Civic. It's going to be about $1,000 per day for the car rental. So you're looking at about $7,000 for the whole week. Is that okay with you? Just sign here. We're going to stop. We're going to transcribe. It's going to analyze offer and then it's going to pull up the offer once it's ready. Okay, great. So as you can see, I've just ran it. And this is exactly what I'm looking for. Now you can see my response is not just text generated. It's actually in a UI until you see it now in action. A lot of people think AI is just a chatbot. A lot of people think an AI wrapper is just a chatbot, but it's really more than that. You can see how this is just one step. One thing we could also do with JSON is have it respond with one of 5 options. So one thing you could do with JSON is have it respond and add a tag of one of 5 options. So if I want to include an image, if I had different images like a happy face, sad face, or for example, different charts or something, I'd want it basically to say like chart 1, chart 2, chart 3, or like food 1, food 2, food 3, different images that you have stored in your project. Then you're going to be able to have it do some really smart analysis on the whole problem. This is really where AI becomes agent-like and powerful, is when you have it respond in this JSON. And then with these tags, it can not only just respond and give you the answers, it can think about the whole problem all at once and say, oh, based on my response, what would be the best image that's applicable? Image 1, image 2, image 3, and you can give a little description of the image. Like image 1 is for a situation where the person is being honest. Image 2 is for a situation where the person is being dishonest, where there's a red flag, and then it's going to make its own decision and say, okay, image 1, image 2, image 3. And then beside the red flag, I could have like a big image that's like X and stuff like that. And this is how you can really level up your game. And this is just one example, right? You can use that same principle of JSON, different tags, different options, to take different actions within your app. So based on the analysis by the AI model, it's going to then say, okay, take action 1, take action 2, take action 3, take action 4. This is what agents are built on. This is how all the agents you see, all the AI wrappers are built, with this level thinking of first input, second output, output not as text, that's not useful to you, output as JSON because that is useful to you, output with different tags like analyzing the whole context and saying, okay, based on this scenario I'm given now, I've written the response that's appropriate, but now based on this response, what is the appropriate action? They've given me a list of rules to follow and it seems like it's probably action 2. Based on this whole situation, it's probably action 1. So I should suggest action 1. So in its response, it's not taking action 1, it's suggesting action 1. And then that could set off another call to the model. Based on the response from the model being the tag action 2, you can have it set up to then, once you get the response, automatically check that tag, check the UI and say, okay, it wants me to take action 2. Automatically, once you receive the response and interpret it, you're going to kick off the second step of your process in this loop, in this cycle. You could just add to the same code file, or you could have different code files that do this. And then it will say, oh, well, now it's time to take action 2. and then it's going to go off and do that process as well. Do further processing, or sometimes like maybe send an email, send data somewhere. This is what an agent is, and this is why they're so powerful, and anyone can do it if you know these pro words like JSON, if you know this system and the way to think about these systems, and anyone can do this. Anyone can build agents like this. If you have the right idea, if you have the right kind of planning of your idea, really all you need to know is, what do you want your end goal to be? If you know your end goal, then reverse engineer the steps backwards. You need to think, if I was manually doing this task, what would I need to have? What type of information would I need to have? You can see how this is how an agent is built. An agent is built just like this, and we're going to be building way more custom agents. So the secret is out. Here's how you build an AI agent, and here's how you become a Vibe Code Pro.